Hey everybody, Kevin here from HumboldtCraftworks. Welcome back to another episode of Woodworking with Mr. Kevin. Today we're going to talk about these three Wixey products right here. Barry Wixey Development makes these beautiful digital readouts, 2 height gauges and an angle gauge. And we're going to talk about all three of those today. If you ever wanted to get the perfect dado or the perfect rabbet, you can use these. If you wanted the perfect angle, because your table saw blade doesn't always set right and you're not sure how to set it up, and you're tired of using your little square to get it on there or a block of wood or whatever, you got to use this guy right here. So we're going to talk about all three of these today. We're going to start with the first one, the Wixey digital angle gauge right here. It's about $30 with free shipping. And the second thing we're going to talk about is this Wixey mini digital readout. This model number is WR25. It is $24.99 with free shipping. Can't beat that. So it'll go up to a height of 3 inches if I can get my fingers to work. And it actually has a little stylus here that you add to the bottom of this, and you can measure a hole, a dado, a slot, or whatever up to 2 inches deep and get an accurate measurement that way too. So this is pretty cool. And this is the newest model that I got, a large digital readout. It goes up to 4 1/4 inches. It's nice and heavy. It's got a magnetic base on there. So this retails for $59.99 with free shipping. It reads up to 64ths of an inch. And we're going to go over this all on the table saw. I'm going to show you how they all work and how you turn them on and off. So we're going to go over the good, the bad, and the ugly about these Barry Wixey products. And it's mostly good. There's some things that can be improved, but that's always the case. Nothing's perfect. So let's get to it. All right, here we go. All right, so we're going to talk about the WR300 first. This digital angle gauge has the same technology as your cell phone. So you know when you flip over your cell phone, and the screen just flips over. This has the same technology as that, same technology that's in your airbags, your accelerators and your airbags, the MEMS, whatever that means, technology. So it's got a little on-off switch right here. You pull it, on and off, right? Boom, there it is. So now that it's on, we're gonna hit the 0 button over here. All right, then we hit the 0 button and it zeroes itself out. So here's the cool thing. You can use this on your table saw to set the angle perfectly, and I'll show you how that works in a minute. Or you can also use it on your chop saw. If you have a chop saw like mine, this old Hitachi. So if you don't have the miter gauge in the back that reads out and tells you what it is, you take your Wixey after you've zeroed it out and you can stick it right to your chop saw. See that? Super easy to read because that readout is lit up from behind. This will work on anything at any level. Upside down, right side up. It'll keep reading and reading and reading. If you want to measure an angle, just get this and you'll find it very useful. So if you don't know, I've built up quite a few stairs. I'll get pictures over here. Staircases. Sometimes you have rake boards or walls, rake walls, that all your balusters go on. So it's a little wall that goes up and it's on a level and you got to figure out the angle. Figuring out that angle sometimes can be a pain in the butt. But let's say this is your rake wall. You got to figure out what your miter cuts are. And usually what you do is you take another level like this here and you take a protractor and you lay everything out and figure it out. You don't need to do that anymore. You just take your Wixey right here, make sure it's zeroed out, and just place it on the wall. I took my combination square and took the rule out of it, attached the Wixey to it, make sure it's zeroed out first, and then just set it up on the wall and it'll tell you what the hell it is. It works amazing. It's well worth the money. Look, and there's nothing to fiddle with. It's got no moving parts. You just push the damn button, set it down there, you hit the 0, boom, done. This thing goes for like $29.99 and has free shipping. How can you beat that? So you buy yourself a $80 level and you get another $40 level and you buy a protractor that costs you $100, or you could just go out and get this damn thing and use it just like that. $30. This takes a AAA battery, goes in the back right there, AAA battery. It lasts between 6 months and a year. I've had this in here for at least 6 months. I've used it a bunch. And it still works. This light will actually go out after if you just leave it there for a minute. About a minute or two, it goes off by itself to save battery. But if you want to wake it up, all you do is you tap it and it comes back to life. And if you're on site and you're working on stuff, having that technology in your little hands for $30 is pretty much a miracle. A miracle. So here's one thing I did do. I wrote up on the top because if you don't put this, up and you put it on the side, it's just going to fall off because there's a magnet down here and it holds it on there. Anyway, I've already talked about 30 minutes about this thing. Can you tell? I really like this. And they're not sponsors of my show. They don't sponsor me in any way. I didn't get any free products. This is stuff I bought with my own money, and I'm sharing it with you because this is actually worth the money. All of these are actually worth the money. But all right, there you go. The WR300, the digital angle gauge by Wixey. And we're just going to shut it off. I'll see you right there. Just that simple. This is WR25, the mini digital height gauge. This beautiful model costs $24.99. It is made of plastic. It has 3 buttons up here, but basically it's got the on-off button right there. This one's also the 0 button. So if you want to zero it out, you have to long hold it. Did it work? It worked. All right. Sometimes that doesn't work, and you'll short push it and it'll turn itself off when you think you're zeroing out. So that's kind of a weird thing to get used to. But once you get used to it, it works out pretty well. The only other bummer about this, I'm going to tell you right now, is that this readout right here, it's not backlit. It's just an LCD screen. That's the way it is. And one more little thing, and I'm going to talk about that, it's kind of a pain in the butt, is when it reads, when you go to read, there it is, 3:30 seconds. When it reads like 1/16, and I'll show you this close up, it's hard to read what's in the corner because the one's always shoved over in the corner. I'm being nitpicky now, but yeah, whatever. It has 2 magnets on the bottom. They're semi-strong. If you wiggle it too much, just wiggle it a little bit, it'll fall off. It'll actually hold them. See, it kind of, sort of. So the WR25 measures anything from 0 to 3 inches up in the air, but it also does another thing. It can go down 2 inches below by using this plunger right here. Take the plunger off, that lives right there. You attach it to the back, which is on the back here. Let me see here. You see? Now it has a little plunger. So if you had something, here, I got this, and I want to know how deep that is, you can plunge it in there and read it up to 2 inches deep. Yeah, so you can measure down 2 inches if you want, or up 3. And then you get done with the plunger, you just put it back in place, and there it stays. So you got your table saw fence you can use this on. You can use it on your router tables, and you can use it on your bandsaw to accurately line up where the blade goes. And then you just lock it down using this little knob right here, and you're good to go. The strangest thing for me is just the zeroing it out. So you push. If you push it too fast, it goes off. So it's a fast push for on, and you want to zero it out, you hold it, and then let go, and it zeroes it out. That's just a weird thing to get used to. I'm used to it now, sort of. I still turn it off when I'm trying to zero things out, but it's just me. So the mini and the large, the fractions only show up when you get within like 2/1000ths of the fraction. So it only reads fractions once you get within a couple thousandths of the fraction itself, giving you the most accurate measurement you possibly can get. So the Wixey Mini Digital Height Gauge, WR25, $24.99. How can you beat it? Another time saver, really help you out. I use this one a lot, but now I got this one, and I'm probably going to use this one more. Let's talk about this one now. Okay, let's talk about the WR200 right here, the bigger version of the Mini. This actually will go up to 4 1/4 inches, digitally read out every 64th of an inch, which is absolutely amazing, because who gets that accurate? Some people. The main body of it's all metal. The base is aluminum. The reason I know that is because I have a earth magnet that I use to hold up everything, and it doesn't stick at all to the bottom. This weighs about, I don't know, 1/2 pound maybe? It's very burly. The only bummer, all right, we're going to go over the bummer things right now, is the magnet is not that strong. So if you put this on your table saw base, it has a tendency when you're raising the blade to lift this off the deck because it's not that strong. So what I would recommend is when you're raising and lowering your blade, just put your hand on it and let this go up by itself, because that way you can get an accurate measurement of what you want. Within a 64th of an inch, you can't beat it. It's got 3 buttons on there. Let me see what they are here. So the top button here is on and off. There it is, on. And when you lower this down here, I think the middle one is 0, so you can zero it out. The bottom one is millimeters and inches, and depending on what you're doing, as you're raising it up, whatever you want to use, if you're you know, metrically inclined, you can use the metric system, or you can use the imperial system like us Americans do. It's very cool. This is called the anvil down here, and the anvil will just rise up if you're raising up your table saw blade or your router table or whatever you're doing. Accurate as hell. The fractions will read out every 64th of an inch. And I'll show you on the table saw. I'll be raising it up and we can see it, and I'll try to stop at a 64th of an inch on your table saw. If you've never tried that, it's kind of difficult. So you got to practice. And like all new tools, all of these, every single one, you're going to have to sit and practice with. And this one I had to write up on the top so I knew which side was up because I don't wear my glasses half the time. These tools are super accurate. They'll make your cutting better, your angles better. It'll save you time in the long run. You won't have to fiddle with things and do things 3 or 4 times. Try to get them set up right, doing your dados so they're exactly perfect. When I did that last job, the spice racks, all the dados I made, I used this guy right here. And the first time I put them together, boom, they were flush and tight. And that's what you want with dados or rabbets or anything of the sort. I wish I would have had this 20 years ago. That would have saved me a lot of grief and headache. I like this stuff so much, I actually went out and bought a remote planer readout for my planer, which I'm going to hook up soon. I was going to actually put this on my new router table that Jess M was supposed to send me 3 months ago, but it's still in Canada and still being built. But anyway, yeah, so I was so impressed with all this stuff, I went out and bought the remote planer readout. This is about $100. Like I said, this is about $60. This one is about $25, and this was about $30. Free shipping anywhere in the United States, I think. Maybe Canada too, I don't know. You can buy these anywhere you want. I just buy them right directly from the company because I figured help Mr. Wixey out there. All these digital readouts work the same as this guy right here. You know, this technology's been around for 20 years, and I've checked them with accuracy. I've used this digital readout, measured something, set it on the ground, push that down, and it's right on the money, said the exact same thing. They make all sorts of things. Go check them out on the interwebs and go buy something. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. You have an awesome day. Go outside and play. Hug somebody you love. Be safe out there, and I'll see you next time right here on Woodworking with Mr. Kevin. That's me, and who knows what it'll be next, but you stay safe out there, and I'll see you soon. Okay, so I think if I take the Wixey right here and I hit the button, we'll disappear. Take the button right here, and we disappear. And then I turn it back on, and I reappear. Look at that. It says error. I'm in error. All right, we'll see you later. Bye. Push button. You guys are still here? You should go check out Wixey and go buy something. Have an awesome day.
Subscribe now.
Metal. Do I have anything metal? Well, oh, so the cool thing about these right here is they're magnetic. And this is aluminum, so it won't stick to it. Crap. Doesn't that just figure? Sugar. That's a blooper. Something like this. It sticks onto anything, except when you put it on upside down. I do stairs. I do stairs sometimes. Yeah. Let's do the nose picking. Let's start with the Dixie Wixey and the Fligga. We're gonna. I just broke it. The mini digital readout high stage. Booger's not. I need a fence. I'm offended that you need a fence. I take offense to that. Booger's not.